Hey there, amazing friends. I warmly invite you to join me on this exciting journey by subscribing to my channel, liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. Every like, comment, and share brings us closer together and fuels my passion to create more great content. Your support truly makes all the difference. Thank you for being the heart of this community. The Sirens Lament. Frightening accounts of sailors who claim to hear their haunting cries in the endless expanse of the deep blue sea, where waves crash against rocky cliffs and legends are born from the whispers of ancient mariners. There exists a myth that has echoed through centuries, a myth of the sirens. For as long as sailors have navigated treacherous waters under star-strewn skies, tales of these ethereal beings have stirred both wonder and dread. Their voices, it is said, are as beautiful as they are deadly, a haunting melody capable of luring even the most steadfast crew toward an uncertain fate. This is the story of the Sirens Lament, a compilation of chilling accounts passed down from one weathered sailor to another of nights when the cries of these spectral figures pierced the darkness, forever changing the lives of those who dared to listen. It began, as many such legends do, with an encounter on a moonlit night off the jagged coasts of an ancient archipelago. Captain Elias Mariner, a seasoned seafarer whose many voyages had taught him to trust only the unyielding compass of reason, recounted the experience with a tremor in his voice that belied his steely demeanor. His ship, the Aurora's Hope, had been making its routine passage through a narrow strait when the skies darkened unexpectedly. A dense fog rolled in from the horizon, swallowing the coastline and muffling the steady roar of the sea. As the crew strained to secure the rigging, a soft, otherworldly melody began to float over the water, a sound both mesmerizing and deeply mournful. Mariner described it as a lament that tugged at the very soul, a cry of endless sorrow that spoke of forgotten loves and perilous promises. At first, the captain dismissed the sound as nothing more than a trick of the wind, perhaps a natural phenomenon produced by the interplay of the waves and the mist. But as the melody grew louder, its notes crystallizing into an almost intelligible dirge, his skepticism began to erode. One by one, sailors reported feeling an inexplicable pull, as if the call of the sirens was seeping into their hearts. The music was not a song of joyous celebration, but a sorrowful hymn, a mourning for something lost to time. Some claimed the sound was accompanied by the faint scent of salt and brine mixed with wildflowers, an aroma both comforting and unnerving in its familiarity. In that moment, as the Aurora's Hope slowed to a standstill, Captain Mariner ordered the crew to brace for impact, fearing that the haunting cries were a harbinger of doom. The legend of the sirens had long been woven into the fabric of seafaring lore, a cautionary tale meant to warn sailors of the dangers that lay in the seductive call of beauty. Ancient texts and mariners' logs told of sirens who would sing with voices so enchanting that even the most disciplined of navigators would lose themselves, steering their vessels toward jagged rocks and treacherous shallows. Yet, what made the accounts from Captain Mariner and his crew so chilling was not merely the irresistible beauty of the siren's song, but the profound sorrow embedded within it. It was as though their voices carried the weight of centuries of grief, a lament for lost civilizations, broken promises, and the inevitable fate that awaits all who dare to challenge the whims of the sea. In the days following that fateful night, as the Aurora's Hope limped back to port, more accounts emerged from sailors who had survived similar encounters. In one battered logbook from a fishing trawler off the coast of an isolated northern island, a young deckhand named Liam O'Connor recorded that on one stormy evening, his vessel was caught in a sudden squall. Amid the chaos of crashing waves and howling winds, he heard a clear, piercing wail, a sound that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the ocean. It was not the cry of a gull or the roar of the sea. he wrote, his hand trembling over the ink. But the sorrowful, desperate call of a spirit lost in time. O'Connor's crewmates later recalled that the atmosphere on board shifted inexplicably, even as the storm raged outside. A palpable sadness filled the cabin, as if the very air was heavy with regret. Another striking account came from the journal of a merchant captain from the 19th century, whose detailed narrative spoke of a night when his vessel encountered not one, but two distinct siren choruses. The first came as a gentle lullaby, promising safe passage and hidden treasures in distant lands. The second, however, was a heart-wrenching dirge that seemed to warn of betrayal and impending catastrophe. The captain wrote that his crew was divided. Some were in trance, gazing into the dark waters as if seeing visions of paradise, while others fought to regain their composure, clinging to the ship's wheel as if it were the last anchor of sanity. In a moment of desperate clarity, the captain ordered his sailors to plug their ears with wax and to focus solely on the steady beat of the ship's engine. Miraculously, the vessel managed to break free from the siren's influence, though not without leaving a permanent scar on its timbers and in the hearts of those who survived. What is it about the Sirens Lament that continues to captivate the imagination of those who traverse the world's oceans? Perhaps it is the dual nature of their song, a blend of seductive allure and profound melancholy that speaks to the inherent contradictions of human desire. In many ways, the sirens embody the very essence of the sea itself, beautiful yet treacherous, inviting yet unforgiving. Their voices are said to echo the eternal longing of the deep, a yearning for connection and understanding that transcends the boundaries of time and space. And while modern science has demystified many natural phenomena once attributed to supernatural forces, there remains an undeniable mystery in the ocean's depths, a vast, unexplored realm where ancient secrets lie buried beneath layers of silt and silence. In recent years, the advent of advanced audio recording technology and satellite monitoring has led to renewed interest in the phenomena of mysterious radio signals and inexplicable soundscapes on the high seas. A group of independent researchers, calling themselves the Oceanic Whisperers, have dedicated themselves to capturing and analyzing these eerie transmissions. Using a network of hydrophones and digital recorders deployed along known shipping routes, they have amassed a library of recordings that bear an uncanny resemblance to the siren songs described in ancient mariner logs. One particularly compelling recording, taken during a calm night off the coast of a remote island chain, featured a series of soft, undulating tones interspersed with what sounded like human sobbing, a haunting melody that slowly built into a crescendo before fading into silence. The researchers posited that these sounds could be the result of natural underwater phenomena interacting with human-made signals, or perhaps more tantalizingly, echoes of a long-forgotten myth reborn through modern technology. Critics argue that the Sirens Lament is nothing more than a poetic embellishment, a convenient narrative to explain the inexplicable and to soothe the human fear of the vast, uncontrollable ocean. They suggest that the sounds could be explained by the complex interplay of marine life, ocean currents, and atmospheric conditions. However, for those who have experienced it firsthand or have pored over the myriad historical accounts, the siren's song remains an enigma, an auditory tapestry woven with threads of beauty, despair, and an almost palpable sense of destiny. The voices, as described by the survivors and recorded by the Oceanic Whisperers, carry an emotional weight that defies the sterile explanations of modern acoustics. It is as if the sirens sing not just to lure sailors to their doom, but to mourn the passage of time and the loss of forgotten civilizations that once ruled the seas. The legend of the sirens has permeated popular culture in countless forms, from operas and symphonies to modern film and literature, each retelling adding new layers of complexity to the myth. Yet despite these myriad interpretations, the core of the tale remains disturbingly consistent. The idea that, in the depths of the night, a haunting melody can compel even the most stalwart of sailors to stray from their course, and that the echo of these voices might be a call to something far greater than mere peril. For many, the sirens represent the ultimate paradox of desire, the irresistible allure of beauty that, when pursued, leads not to fulfillment, but to ruin. As you listen to this narrative, let your mind wander to the endless expanse of the ocean under a star-studded sky. Picture a lone ship, its deck awash in moonlight, as its captain grapples with the seductive, sorrowful strains of a song that seems to emanate from the very water itself. Imagine the faces of those sailors caught in the grip of an ancient, irresistible force, their hearts torn between duty and desire, and their fates sealed by a melody that whispers of both paradise and perdition. The Sirens Lament is more than a myth. It is a mirror reflecting the eternal struggle between the known and the unknown, between the comforts of certainty and the terrifying promise of mystery. In the end, the chilling accounts of sailors who claim to have heard the sirens cry remind us that the world remains a place of wonder and terror, where even the most rational minds can be overcome by forces that lie beyond our understanding. Their voices, echoing across time and tide, continue to haunt the annals of maritime lore, beckoning us to listen, to truly listen, to the secrets whispered by the waves. And as long as the oceans exist, their haunting call will persist, a timeless invitation to those daring enough to venture into the darkness, where beauty and doom intertwine in an eternal melancholy song.